hey, something unexpected, surprising and awesome we've found in the paddock that's just popped up, and I'll show you. There's a whole bunch of field mushrooms that have popped up. Got ourselves, what's it called, a fairy circle. Pretty cute. We asked a whole bunch of mates who are more aware of what types of mushrooms are what than we are. And yeah, field mushrooms, so edible, pretty great. It's clearly almost time to get the paddock mowed again, so I'm gonna have to borrow the zero turn again off the in-laws. So thanks in-laws for that in advance. So we've spent some time in the garden this weekend. I'll show you that in a minute. But I also thought that I'll show you a few new additions to the property. This one's a Fuji, a Jonathan here. This one had more flowers like this up here, but it got smashed with the rain last week and it's lost a few of them. But that's okay, it still looks pretty good otherwise. This one's called a CRIPPS pink. And this little baby one is a Granny Smith, which is my favourite. We also planted a couple of trees just to give a bit more autumn feel around the place in future years. So we've got these down here. This one's a GINKO. This one's a red maple called Autumn Blaze. He's going to look like that eventually. So yeah, the trees won't come into fruition for a while. The apples are all dwarf varieties, so I think 3 years plus on those, and the other trees are going to be 10-15 years, whatever it takes for them to become fully grown. But planting trees, today's the best day, if not 10 years ago.
After clearing out the beds, which we showed in the last episode, we got to work planting for the new autumn and winter season. Because we're planting peas and beans, we added a couple of small trellises made from materials we had around the property. Not super pretty, but they will do the trick. We spent a long time poring over the seeds we had and working out what would work well or not well next to other things, and scribbled out a plan. If you'd like to know exactly what we planted where, here's a snapshot. You can pause the video and have a good read. We popped the seed packets out to match the plan and then got to planting. Can't wait to see how the beds come to life over the next few months.
So I'm in the Grampians this weekend for a work event, and Betty is also coming to the Grampians for said event because there is basically a wine festival called the Grape Escape on, and the company I'm working for sponsors the event, so we've had a bit of a team bonding evening last night, and then today we're going to the event. And Betty's just going to the event with some mates, so it works out really well. But I've got about an hour to spare before I need to start catching up with people, so I'm going out to see if I can find some emus, because we get a lot of kangaroos around where we live. There's definitely a lot more kangaroos here, but we don't get emus in very many places. Like, emus are definitely in Australia, but they're not as common as one would think. So I'm out to see if I can find some emus. It's a bit of a windy day, so that's why I'm filming in the car right now and talking to you here, so you can actually hear what I'm saying. But yeah, let's go looking. You have to watch out for kangaroos because they turn directions. Well, there is some ahead of me. One went past. Let's see if the others do it. Yep. There they go. They change direction really quickly and they will bounce over really tall fences. So you might think they're in a paddock nearby and you're fine because there's big fences between you and them, but you're not fine. They will bounce across the road in front of you. I assume they're a bit like deer in America. Like, I think you guys have deer around about the same as we have kangaroos. So they're pretty common, and they do unfortunately get hit by the cars a lot, so that sucks, but it's still really cool to watch them move, because they move like machines. They're great. That fellow's actually quite large. Look at him, he's staring at us. Everyone's staring at us. You're cool, but on to find some emus. I'm worried that these guys are bouncing around heaps, and I'm worried that they're going to bounce over the fence. I think they're sort of going in the other direction now. I'm not going to go creeping on people's land, because quite frankly people probably have shotguns out here, but look at the netting that these guys have around their tree area. That's awesome. I want to do something similar to this at some point, but I think I've got to win Betty over, because it's probably not the most visually pleasing thing, but I love it. I reckon it'd be great, and the amount of sharing we have to do currently with the birds, I think this could be a good thing for us in the future.
Finally, we laid our eyes on some emus. These guys were way back on someone's private property, so I couldn't get very close. They are cool to see. And this one was just chilling in someone's front yard, right near the road. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you on the next one.